And this is the crazy part. If we have the $250,000 invested plus the 10% bonus, $9,500 per year. That's really, really good. What's up, guys, and welcome back. I'm in my brother's office right now. I'm visiting him for the holidays. I'm in Florida, and I'm using this new webcam, which makes everything look like I'm literally living in the 20s. Super, super weird. Anyway, we're gonna switch over to the screens in a little bit. I wanna go to an Excel spreadsheet where I'm gonna freaking finally break down Yotta savings interest rates. I know this has been a hot topic several times we talked about in the streams, so I finally want to break it down a little bit and then see what kind of numbers we can pull out of this one. So without further ado, let's just dive right into it. And real quickly, I'll add some timestamps below so you guys can jump around this video a little bit. For those of you guys who know nothing about Yotta Savings Bank, basically it took the internet by storm when Stephan, you guys probably know Stephan, has a big YouTube channel. He came out with a video that says, "I just bought a bank." Basically, he really liked this app, and then he decided to invest in it. He had an opportunity to become an early investor. This is actually a company from Y Combinator. It's got a lot of interesting backing, interesting people behind it. And if you guys don't know how this works at all, basically it's like any other bank account, except it has a lottery system. So let's actually scroll down here a little bit and talk about how this works. So you make a deposit, and then for every $25 you guys get, or the depositor gets one lottery ticket. So for example, if you have $50, you get 2 lottery tickets every single week for free. Boom, no strings attached. Then you pick your numbers. You can automate this. It's really quick and easy. You get your weekly draws. All the numbers come out every day at 9 p.m. So at the end of the week, you have, what is that, seven balls that come out, and then you have the chance to win $10 million, which is obviously kind of a long shot number, but it is potentially possible. So there is a base interest rate here at 0.2% plus the prize value. And the prize value to me has always kind of been a question mark. I watched a lot of YouTube videos, I watched a few articles on it, or read a few articles on it, but I didn't have like a concrete number in my head. I was always a little bit confused because everywhere said something different, and now I kind of know why everywhere said something different. So we're going to review that in this video. By the way, guys, 0.2% is pretty good. If you go to Ali Bank, a pretty popular bank, they offer CDs, very short-term CDs, and you can see their lowest CD starts at 0.2%. But this is, not super liquid. I mean, 3 months is fairly liquid, but with Yotta Bank, you can take money in and out all the time. Now, if you go here to, like, let's say 12 months, you have a 0.6% annual percentage yield. But Yotta Savings Bank is actually beating that. So let's talk about a little bit exactly what kind of returns we're looking at. And to do that, I used with Yotta, they have official rules. You can kind of dive down here and see all the different statistics, and I put that into an Excel spreadsheet. Actually, what I did first was research if someone else did it because I wanted to save some time. As much as I love Excel spreadsheets, I spent years building our trade journal spreadsheet, and then I turned this whole thing into a website. But why not try to save some time? So I eventually actually did find this Hacker News right here, did some Excel sketching, and I was checking his out. It's actually really interesting. It takes a little bit of time to kind of figure it out, and there's a lot of different tabs and variations. So I was like, okay, well, this is kind of heavy. Let me break it down a little bit, basically use what he's doing, and then just kind of simplify it a little bit. So that's what I did here. I kind of color-coded it for this video to make it even simpler and hopefully move along a little bit quicker. Anyway, check out up here. So in the app that you guys will see, it's going to pop up on the screen. This is what my current investing or my savings account is right now. So I've deposited roughly $600, and my winnings is roughly $4.68 so far. It's actually a really good return I've been getting. I think I got a little bit lucky, and then I had some referral bonuses we'll talk about in a little bit as well. But let's go ahead and just use the stats. And at the end of this video, I want to talk about here what happens if you have $250,000 in this savings account. Because with a savings account or any bank account, you're going to be FDI insured. Where is it? It's up to $250,000. Does that say anywhere here? No, not really. But just know that if it's FDIC assured, you have your account is saved up to $250,000. And the reason they do that is so there's no run on banks or anything like that. That's old news. I'm sure you guys already know about that. So let's dive into the good stuff. So basically, with my investment of $600, and you guys remember, up here you see the formula. If you take B1, so this square, and divide it by 25, because you get one ticket for $25 you put in there. So now that gives me 24 tickets, 600 basically divided by 25, and so my total invested here. I don't get a bonus. We'll talk about this a little bit. Actually, let's just talk about it now. So in the future, if you refer people, you can actually get a bonus, a percent bonus, fixed percent bonus again and again and again. And this is something that I think is really, really important if you're looking to actually maybe use this a little bit long term, because then you could, build a little bit base and you get a little bit of a, 5 to 10% bonus. We'll talk about, show what kind of effects that have when you have a larger account. So overall, if I had like a 5% bonus, you can see this would go up a little bit here. I'm going to leave this whole entire spreadsheet, guys, for you to play with or, in the video description below. So if you guys want this, just go ahead and check it out. And if you want to use it, don't request to edit this thing. That happened to me a lot with Trade Journal. Go to File, then say Make a Copy, and then boom, you have the whole thing to edit yourself. Otherwise, you can only look at it or something like that. So just keep that in mind. Let me switch to go back to full screen. So don't request, just copy it, and then you'll have for your own time. So okay, over here you have this payout. And this payout is basically what we have over here. So you have the 0.10 cents per ticket, you have 0.15 cents per ticket, 0.6 per ticket, and these are your odds for that. So basically, I just went ahead and threw that into the chart here. Let's go to this one. 1 out of 6, if you're matching this, 1 out of 6. I think if this is, you're matching the Yotta ball, right? So you are matching the Yotta ball, and you have one match here, you get 15 cents per ticket. Now you have 1 out of 181 chances of winning that. And before we start diving into the numbers, one last thing I really want to point out here. I know there's kind of a lot to wrap your mind around, but by the time we review the $25,000 and the current account, it's going to make a lot more sense. But if you come back here to the officials and you scroll down a little bit, there's one really, really important thing. You'll notice some of these say per ticket. So these say, these 1, 2, 3, 4, these top 4 say per ticket, and then this one says per ticket, this one says per ticket. What does that really mean? So I want to kind of highlight the importance of this for a second. If the prize does not say per ticket, then the prize listed will be split equally amongst all individuals at that level. For example, if there are 3 matches with the same number of numbers, ooh, that's confusing, including the Yotta ball, the prize will be equally split amongst 3 individuals. And really quickly, here is the picture. Here's what that looks like. So here's last week's winners, and you'll kind of notice these numbers that were clearly not listed here as prizes. So what is happening here? So I think for these first winners here, these Yotta winners, I would imagine that with the 1,500 right here, since this is not per ticket, maybe, to my calculations, 14 people might have won this, because basically 1,500 divided by 14 is 107 and 14. So that's where I'm thinking that happens. So that's just a little bit of a breakdown. So if, let's say, if you and somebody else wins that $5,000, you're going to split that with $2,500. So clearly, with knowing that, it kind of tells you the more people that are using Yotta Bank, actually the less amazing it gets. But at the same time, the numbers are really good to begin with. So per ticket is pretty much like your super base. Well, actually, probably the 2.2% is the super base that we talked about over here. But then the prize value, you still aren't competing against anyone except for certain prizes. So you have that per ticket calculation. So let's work with this one first. Based on my numbers over here, you have our potentially weekly return of 0.17 cents and our yearly return here of 8.76 cents. And just to kind of show you guys the stats, and again, guys, you guys could play around with these numbers. I'm just going to kind of simplify everything for this video just so we can get through it as quick as possible. So overall, if we divide now our investment by our return, we will get our percentage rate of return, and that's a 1.45 return. That's actually pretty sweet. So if we add that to the fixed Yotta return of 0.2, and then we have our we'll have our total return here of 1.65%. So that's a pretty sweet total return based on per ticket and the fixed Yotta investment rate. So now if we do the whole thing for all of the EVs or expected values, it kind of reminds me of electric cars here. It's kind of confusing. So expected values now for all of them, including the green and the pink, right? The green is per ticket and the pink is for all prizes possible. And then we have the raw value for that. We come out to roughly 3.67%. So 3.47 with the prizes, and then 0.2% with the fixed Yotta investment return. Actually, what I'm going to say here is I'm going to go here to make this a little bit easier. I'm going to say Yotta APY annual percentage yield, and then I'll go here and make it the same, just to make it a little bit cleaner. I've been trying to make this table as simple as possible to understand. And then what I did here for the adjusted, I actually went ahead and removed the $10 million possibility, because I just feel like, well, the chances of winning this are so high, or are so low, I guess you can say, that I just kind of feel like putting this one in the calculation wasn't even really worth it. So I wanted to remove that, and kind of, you know, maybe removing even the chance here to win the Tesla one is debatable as well. So we could maybe just go ahead and put this one as 0, and then I'll say removed Tesla / cash. Because you could either pick Tesla or you could pick the cash. So if you remove the Tesla possibility reward, and then we remove the $10 million, whoa, I can't even speak right now, that will grant us a return here of 3.16% plus the Yotta APY, and then you add that together, that's a 3.36% return. This is huge, guys, for a non-CD savings account. So I think this is really, really nice. You have that base, and you have these kind of per ticket calculations that are kind of like, no matter how big Yotta gets, no matter how bad these the dilution gets on the prizes, you're going to have this kind of as your constant base, which I find is really, really good, a return of 1.65%. So let's go ahead and play around here a little bit with the $25,000 goal. Actually, quickly, I'll just go ahead and fix this up a little bit. So now if we invest $250,000, that's a really safe amount to not go over, just in case anything happens to Yotta. So again, if we divide this by 25, we'll get the amount of tickets we get every time. We'll have this as our total invested. Now we have our bonus. Let's say we get up to 10. So if you guys use the code Winkler, WINKLER, we both will get those 100 free bonus tickets. And then I will be one step closer as well to getting a 5% bonus and then a 10% bonus. Hopefully by the time, let's say I have $250,000 invested with this app, then I will get a 10% bonus. And that will move my tickets here to 11. And that's pretty sweet, because if we go here and actually move to 0, you can see it's going to do a significant change down here. It kind of gives me an extra nice little pop to the upside. This one even goes over 4%. I think this is pretty much unrealistic, because now on the Yotta app, you pretty much always see split prizes. So I think this whole kind of raw calculation here is like super, super, you know, if all the stars aligned, which are pretty much impossible to be reaching. But I think this adjusted one is a little bit more realistic. So when you crank it up to the 10%, it really, really gives you a really solid return. And this is the crazy part. If we have the $250,000 invested plus the 10% bonus, we could be walking away every week with $183 profit, or $9.5 thousand per year. That's really, really good. Now again, most likely, I think it's going to be somewhere between this number and this number. So it's going to be interesting to kind of keep track, and I could definitely make a lot more follow-up videos. But I think this is the big question that a lot of people ask me, and I wasn't really able to give a good answer for the last few weeks. So I'm happy that I kind of finally took the time yesterday to throw this Excel spreadsheet together. Big thanks right here from Jomi, who apparently did round number 1 4 months ago. So that really helped out speed the process up a little bit. Also, guys, important to notice, this does not take into account any weekly compounding. So if you guys don't know the power of compounding, it is something that I would just stop whatever you're doing right now and Google compounding interest rates and just study that until you fully understand it. But all these calculations does not take into effect weekly compounding, which can be very, very helpful, because already here I'm already at $604. So you can see slowly, based on my earnings, I'm actually going to be getting close to getting another free lottery tickets from that alone. So I just wanted to kind of point that out as well. Also, guys, Yotta Savings Bank has some really, really nice FAQ sections. You can find tons of information back there. One of these little fun facts I also get asked, I thought I should just throw into the video, is how do taxes work? Well, basically, anything that you make over $600, the IRS will count as income. from savings. If we just come over here, bank interest rates and taxes, let me move this here. All interest that you earn on a savings or checking account is taxable as ordinary income, making it equivalent to the money that you earn working at your day job. So I just wanted to kind of point that out there. Obviously, guys, always do your own tax research, but that's a little bit of a fun fact I thought I might as well include in this. All right, guys, that's everything for this video. Don't forget to drop a like and consider subscribing. Like always, I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow to trade the market open. Stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao, guys.